Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome back. It is us. It is the Friday night takeaway with me, TALKMU, and Superstar Mike. Right, let's get this party started. Before we go any further, we are going to be talking a little bit of Hannibal. We are going to be talking the price that Rashford's been quoted at. And we are going to touch a little bit on Lingard. But before we go any further, TALKMU, howdy, man. Welcome to the jungle. Thanks for turning up and being my partner in crime for the evening.
It's all right, bro. Listen, I just watched the show. I was watching the show earlier, and I thought it was absolutely brilliant show. There's some absolute gold in that. Let me tell you, absolute gold. But listen, Mike, big up to Mike as well. Come and join us. Yeah, love Mike and Mike's channel. Brilliant stuff what you do there, Mike. I love it. I love your enthusiasm, your knowledge, your opinion.
Everything. You know, it's youthfulness. Look, man,
Mr. B, what are you trying to say? I'm old. You trying to say I'm old?
We can't see you talk, so
yeah,
I see you as a 23-year-old.
Yes,
I see you as a 23-year-old with a full head of hair, you know. So, and then we see Mike. Look, he's got his camera on, fresh faced, young, fresh, vibrant. This is what I want for a Friday.
Do you know what?
Glad you caught me on a Friday evening, not a Monday morning.
Yeah, same here. Okay, right. Listen, you know how it flows on here, guys. You know how it flows. We always have some kind of little ism to throw out there to see if we can get your taste buds tantalized. And last week we did a spot the ball, and I thought it was a bit easier. So this week we've done spot the ball again, but we'll just make it a little bit harder. So feast your eyeballs on this. Bam, there you go. Now I'm not going to tell you what game it is. I'm not going to tell you when it was, but it's. The real ball is one of those, 1 to 5. So have a good look there, and then let us know in the chat which one you think it is. Yo, big up Rushmano, Matthew Bassett, Ajmal, Box, in the building. So have a good look at that. And listen, let me tell you this, you ain't going to find this picture on Google, because I know that. You're probably on Google now going, easy. I'll find this on Google, but you won't. So there you go. We'll come back to that shortly, but carry on, Mr. B.
It's one of them.
Yeah, it's one of them.
Oh God, where am I going? Where am I going? We know we've had our little chat on Lingard already. If you watched the last show and you watched the previous streams, obviously, I have very little sympathy for what he did, how he behaved. I don't think there's any excuse for his brother tweeting anything, whether it's not even sensible. It's not even sensible. I think all it's done is turn an already divided fan base against Lingard. I just think it's probably turned them a little bit more. But Mike, I know I haven't spoken to you, so I want to know what your thoughts are on the Lingard situation.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because as a brother, you can always stand by your brother. That's what is expected. I'm not expecting Lingard's brother to come out and say my brother's been awful this season, hence why he's not been played. Because ultimately, that's why he's not been played, because he's been awful, and he's not really flourished in a Man United shirt for a long time now. So I can understand his brother's side of it, defending his brother, because why wouldn't you? It just seems silly not to. If that was my brother going for that, I would always, sort of try and back him. Even you go in there with red tinted glasses. With when it comes to a family member, you're like, well, I'll try and back you, but got to back me up by actually performing on the pitch, which he's not done. And like you, Mr. B, no sympathy whatsoever. Childish. He should get on with it. Really, he's leaving in the summer anyway, so he's made a massive deal out of this. And to be honest, I don't even think Cavani deserved to come on Monday against Brentford, to be truthfully honest, because he's not really shown us that he's committed to the cause. So I don't have no sympathy on Jesse Lingard whatsoever. However, I do see where his brother's coming from.
Do you think that obviously I think Lingard wanted to stay. Do you think there's a bitterness, the fact that it was Cavani that came on instead of him?
Yeah, I think he feels as though he was. I want to say this right. I think I don't want to say he's just moaning at nothing, but I think that he feels the club owes him something when we really don't. He's leaving in the summer. I know you could argue Cavani's leaving in the summer as well, but I mean, when Cavani's on the pitch, he gives 110%. That's one thing I will say to Edinson Cavani. He will put the passion in. He just won't put it, to rush his sort of development to get back onto the pitch. But when he's on it, when he's on that pitch, he will put the effort in. Where Jesse Lingard, we saw him in the Manchester derby walking around. And I think he needs to just get away from Man United, just to take the head away from Man United. Like Box says, when he was at West Ham, he was unbelievable. Messi, Lingard and stuff that everyone were talking about, saying, this is the Jesse Lingard that was at Man United 2-3 years ago. When he's Millie rocking in the corner of the Emirates, which was a beautiful sight. But no, he just needs to take his head away from Man United. The pressure of being a Manchester United player, I just think it's getting to him.
Talk?
Yeah, I mean, we had our discussions a while back, didn't we, at Jesse Lingard with the West Ham thing, the West Ham pictures, the posts whilst he's still at Man United, which did upset me, to be fair, because that kind of thing I don't abide at all. However, in terms of like Jesse Lingard, what he's done for the club, he's scored some good goals. He's been, he had an okay career at Man United. You know what I mean? It's not, it wasn't bad, wasn't like the greatest. You know what I mean? He's not going to go down as a legend or anything like that at the club. But all this kind of, this is a total lack of communication on both in two camps. Firstly, Ralph, when he was talking in the press conference, when he was asked the question, he didn't seem to have a clue, really. He just came up with the excuse of Cavani. There's no way that Manchester United Football Club, right, with a player like Jesse Lingard, who's been there for such a long time, scored the goals that he's scored, in some important goals as well, I'm not gonna choose to have a conversation with anybody that goes around, look, don't bother. We know it's his last home game, but don't bother putting him on or anything, even for a cameo or anything like that. That conversation was never that conversation's not been had, and neither has a conversation on the backside of that either. So total lack of communication here. Whereas what should have happened was somebody should have come out from the club and said and asked Ralph personally, Ralph, look, you know what? This is our last home game. We know Jesse's going to be going. He's been here since the age of 9. He's done this. He's done that and the other. Right? Have you got plans to sort of put him on, even if it's for the last, like make it your last substitution? That conversation didn't happen. So that for me, that's on the board. That's on the staff at United. To be fair, I can't imagine, like I say, that conversation being had and Ralph not mentioning it in his press conference, and then secondly, just ignoring it. And then again, on the other side of the other camp is the conversation between Jesse Lingard's brother and Jesse himself. I mean, if that was me and Jesse was my brother, I'd be annoyed. I'd be pissed off. I'd be like, what's going on here? You've got this guy here, Cavani. Okay, he's a great goal scorer and all the rest of it. He's been at the club for 2 minutes. He's chose when he wants to play. He's just gone off on holiday whenever he wants. He's done what he wants. He's not going to be staying. You're going to be upset about it, but then you're going to ask the question to your brother. I would be then in contact and say, Jesse, I'm not happy about this. I want to put something out on socials about this, just to see what the fans think. Then there's a conversation. Now, if that's happened and we don't know about it, then Jesse obviously must have given it the nod, which in my point of view means, again, you don't be doing that kind of stuff. You just don't do it. as it stands right now, he is still a Manchester United player. And I did read something the other day about that maybe Ten Hag may want to speak to Jesse about his future at Manchester United. Now, that could be another reason. This is another angle that nobody sort of picked up on and thought
He
about.
ain't staying. He ain't
No.
staying.
But Mr. B, we don't know that 100% just yet. We don't know 100%.
Talk.
Come
on now. Look, see, Rush, Mr. Rush, he's read my mind. Yeah? He's read my mind.
Leakier then. Mr. Leaky on leaky tablets. Yeah,
dude,
Mr. Leaky with leak face.
Listen, we don't need these type of players. If he's got the opportunities, let him go. Don't just let him go. Just let him bloody go.
Well, I know what you're saying, Mr. B, but again, this is us fans. We've got our opinion. However, when it comes to the club, this is now all in Ten Hag's hands. If Ten Hag comes to us as the fan base and says, right, listen, I know you've all this, that, and the other's happened with this, with Jesse Lingard, blah, blah, blah. But I can see him being a part of my plans. And I've had a conversation with him and I want him to stay. And he does stay. I'll have to, well, as fans, we'll have to back that and go with it. Do you know what I mean? What's that? I see a green and gold. Yeah. Yes, Vincent. I'm seeing a green and gold goatee as well, bro.
Yeah, well, look, if it's anything to go by, Ollie's just stuck something in here as well. Oh,
yeah,
God.
Obviously the Newcastle thing, Ollie, the Ollie situation lied to, all the blah blahs. But again, listen, there's more. Listen, let me just say this as well, right? There's more to this than meets the eye. Okay, this is not a simple case of what I say is right and what he said is wrong. In other words, we just take Jesse's side of the story here and everything else. There's more to this than meets the eye, right? There's other things have been said, other things have been gone on. Maybe targets haven't been met. Maybe performance in training, attitude, application. We spoke about that months ago. Maybe, we don't know. These kind of things could be happening behind closed doors when it comes to Jesse. That's why he hasn't been getting his opportunity. If he's in his own mind, Mr. B, let me tell you this, as a player, if in your own mind you've decided, that's it, I'm done here, and you've lost your heart for the club, you ain't going to be putting in the attitude and application that is required when it comes to training. Simple as that. You can't. You're not in or out. You can't be in between. You're either out or you're in. One of the two. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't.
He's just got to go. He's just got to go.
Yeah. I would like to hope that. I would like to think that he is now gone. He sorted out whatever he was doing, and as soon as January the 1st comes, he's going to sign for a club and just be gone. We just cut our ties. We just get on with it.
Where do you think he's going to sign?
West Ham or Newcastle. Right now, I'm all for taking Newcastle's money. So take Lingard on a free, and then take Henderson as well for 45 mil. I'm
45.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy as Larry. I'll be honest. I'm happy as Larry.
Okay,
I'm happy with that.
Okay, let's just before we go into if we're going to go to the next section, let me just show this once more again. So come on, folks. Here's Spot the Ball. Amondi's in the chat. Box is in the chat. Olakunle's in the chat. Good luck with this. SHAH's in the chat. Bath time. Rushmano, everyone. Come on.
I will say this. If you are watching this on a mobile, you have absolutely no chance.
Mr. B, I told you I ain't going to make it easy, bro. This is like...
Yeah, but I've got a big screen talk.
Yeah, I've to put on Zoom on
and I'm struggling.
Okay. Just anyway, have a guess, folks. Give us your guess here. Which ball do you think it is? Let us know which one. Just put your number in the chat and then we'll come back to that a little bit later. Come on, Mr. B. Carry on.
Oh, talk. We have the discussion every week. Friday, their brains aren't going to be working that well. Their brains aren't going to... But you know what? That's a lie. We know what new agenda are like. Screwed on. This is a big situation for me. Obviously, I love Rashford to bits.
Yeah. Same.
The fact that I'm hearing that he may well be, he's thinking about leaving, breaks my heart. Regardless of what his form, I know his form's been shit. but I just feel that he will come back. And now that I'm hearing that a price has been set, it's it doesn't fill me with much joy. I'm hoping that Ranić comes in and sorts this guy's head out and we get him back to being what he wants. But look, I've already had one comment from Ole saying that he thinks he's worth about 20 million tops. Rise, talk, tell me what we talking about, my guy Marcus.
Well, listen, I don't want Marcus ain't going nowhere, in my opinion. Simple as that. He's staying. He's got a point to prove. He's just he's got no direction at the moment. The club we're out. Listen, the season we've had and the past couple of seasons, to be fair, I know we finished second and all the blah blahs, but even so, the way the club is at the moment, it's all over the shop, and he needs some direction, and I think Ten Hag could actually come in and give him that direction that he needs. In terms of his playing. So I think it'd be far too easy for Marcus to just sort of go running to his agent and say, "Oh, I don't want to be involved in this. It's too hard. I want to give up. I want to go somewhere where I'll have an easier time, less pressure." And all that. Nah, that's not Marcus Rashford, man. No chance. Not in a million years. He just needs that. Yeah, is there a ball in the crowd? Yes, Russia. Actually, is there? Let's have a look. Actually, there is a ball in the crowd. If you can spot it, I'll give you a tenner. Right? But anyway, no. Going back to Marcus, he ain't going nowhere. And I believe under Ten Hag, he'll come good for us. There's no two ways about it. So, and plus 60 million, you having a laugh? He's worth more than that.
Mike, talk to me.
If we let him go, I'm done. I cannot see him flourish in another. I cannot have someone get excited over Marcus Rashford. I just can't. It hurts. And 60 million talks, right? You can triple that, quadruple that. He's not going anywhere. If I was Ten Hag, when I come in, I know everyone's going to say CDM, centre back. Get everyone in. The first thing I would be doing is saying to Marcus, look, I'm going to redirect you, because that's what he needs. Like Talk said, he needs a new path. He needs a new focus and a new target to redirect his career, because if he spends another 2-3 seasons, he's into, Lingard territory where he's coming up to, 27, 28 and his career's finished basically. So it's this season or nothing for Marcus. And like I said, I'm just waiting for something to happen to turn Marcus Rashford. I'm just waiting. I'm patiently waiting. Just, is it going to happen now? Is it going to happen now? And he's checked out for this season. So, whether he plays the final 2 games of the season is irrelevant for me. I think he's looking at the summer. But yeah, as soon as Ten Hag comes in, I'd be saying to Marcus, look, you've had an awful form. Because Ten Hag is going to be honest, he's going to be brutal, needs to be ruthless with these players. So he's going to look at Rashford and say, look, the form's been awful, but how can you go from a player who ripped Trent a new one, that beautiful day at Old Trafford, absolutely ruined Trent on that left-hand side. How can you go from that to this? And just seeing all of the price tags and the sort of reports and rumours, Rashford could be going for this in the summer. It's not going to happen. I don't think the club want to sell him because of his. Well, we talk about the club and they're sort of divine for social media and stuff like that. I don't think they're going to let him go for that reason. And then B, Marcus will not want to leave. And the reason why I don't think he will want to leave is because it's too easy for him here, isn't it? It's, he's born in Manchester. He's grew up here. Everything is comfortable for him. If he goes to Italy, it's a whole new culture. It's a whole new setting. And I think it just works for all parties at this moment in this moment in time. It works for all parties for Marcus to stay here. It is easier for him. It's easier for the club, because if Rashford was to leave in the summer, it would be a 4, 5, 6 week transfer negotiation. So it just works for all parties to keep him at the club for at least 1 more year. I don't want him to go at least 1 year, but hopefully this can turn it around. Like Talk said, hopefully Ten Hag can redirect Marcus.
Yeah, do you know what? And actually, we're talking about Marcus because, a lot of the other players as well. I mean, Bruno, for example. Bruno this season, for me, he's had too much of a free role. He's not, he's kind of drifts about. He's his own boss sort of thing. And that it's been detrimental to the team most times, to be fair. And I think with Ten Hag coming in and giving players, I've been banging on about this for ages, though, Mr. B, talking about Pep and Klopp. They give their players, they have specific roles, what they do in the team. And it all works because they have a style of play, they have an identity, patterns of play, as we've been banging on about, which on Monday was talking about so many months ago, right? Which is right. It's right. It's bang on because, when you're playing that kind of football, you know your role. You know what you're supposed to do when you're off the ball. You know what you're supposed to do when you're on the ball. There's none of that kind of guessing game. Which you watch us, that's what it turns into. When we receive the ball, it's a bit like a bit of, guess who? All right, well, what do I do now then? What should I do now? There's no real kind of predetermined plan in terms of, right, well, if we pick the ball up in a certain areas of the pitch, what's the movement, where's the triggers, who goes, who stays, the blah blah. It's all over the shop, and I think that's also part of why Marcus is kind of maybe lost a little bit of love as well for the game. I think because you can't be going from what, as you said, Mike, doing what he did to Alexander-Arnold to where he is now. There's so many little kind of caveats here to why Marcus Rashford is in the place he's in right now. It's not just one thing. This is a build-up of so many different things. I see somebody in the chat put something about the injuries. That's also a part of it. But I think, to be honest, I should imagine that that's now gone. I think that's all, that stage is well and truly cleared. I think the question remains, though, whether he's 100% fit. I don't know. Maybe we could ask that question. We don't know. We don't know what the training is like at the moment under Ralph Rangnick. We don't know what's going on there in terms of fitness levels, etc. But for me, Marcus has to be given an opportunity to prove himself to the fans and to himself under Eric Ten Hag.
Most importantly, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like you say, Mike, if for example, like it doesn't work out for him, you know what? Like United can then, say, okay, then look, maybe it's time for you to go and try another club, a different culture, different country, whatever it be.
Different universe.
Whatever he chooses, but whatever he chooses, I'll back him. Simple as that.
Anyway, that was a meaningless conversation because I don't want him to go anywhere, but I thought we'll put it out there. I don't. There's a couple of people. I said, look, it's split. I think that everybody has their opinion. Some people have given up. Some people have had enough. Some people want him to continue. So I said that's the beauty of being having your own opinion in your own mind, I suppose.
The thing is, I could see the argument against it, though. I as standing away from it, I can see why someone would say get rid of him because the amount of chances that he has had. But there's something in there. I just know there is. But you can see both sides of it. But just don't.
What I say though? I understand where you're coming from with that, Mike. But what I say is I say okay, but look at the rest of the team though as well. Look at the rest of the team.
One second, talk. All this letter is because bath time with his alcoholic eyes. All that poster was, all that plaque thing was, it was just to recognise and celebrate the historic achievement of Manchester United reaching their 19th league title. So one of the games I went to, they had the scarf, they had this poster, and they had something else on the chairs in the stadium. So I picked it up. I went with, it was a nice day out, and I went. So yeah, this is just my reminder. So yeah, you nosy bastard.
It was also Cam.
Sorry.
Okay, but anyway, getting back to what I was talking about. Look, the team. There's been a lot of bad performances. People getting on Bruno about him losing the ball and all the blah blah blahs. And going back about maybe 8 weeks ago, you started the conversation off by saying, okay, look, he's losing the ball a lot, but at the end of the day, all he needs to do is create one opportunity for a goal to be scored, and he's done his job, which is in a way true. But you know what? You've got to have more than that. There has to be more than that. What's what you're laughing at now, Mr. B? I want a letter for us getting Conference League. That will come out to the fans, let me tell you.
Thank you for sticking by us for qualifying for the Europa Conference League.
Oh,
No,
God.
we ain't getting that. We're getting a Europa League. Simple as that.
Yeah, it's done now, isn't it? I think.
Is that really something to be so like? Oh, look, we're getting Europa.
Hold on,
We're
Mr.
getting
B.
Europa League.
Yeah, hold on, Mr. B. Normal circumstances, no, obviously not. However, in this circumstance, where we are right now, it could be a good thing for us because again, Ten Hag's going to need opportunities here to give some of the youth players opportunities. You know what I mean? Because Erik Ten Hag is going to be coming in. He's a proud winner. He does not want to be coming into Manchester United risking everything that he's done at Ajax. You know what I mean? He's not going to do that, Mr. B. Erik Ten Hag is coming here with a solid plan, a solid idea, and he needs solid backing by the board and the club. So they've got to get right behind him and give him the, like we've said, the free roles, the free reign to make the decisions that he wants to make. So when it comes to the Europa League, I'm not bothered about the Europa League. We've got nothing to prove in that competition. And to be totally honest with you, we've got nothing to prove in the Champions League either. We've got 3 of them. Cup competitions to me mean nothing. You've got a run of 8 to whatever games, right? And you do well. You get a bit of luck because you do need luck. We know that. Simple as that. And then you win a cup. It's like, yeah, okay, but it just means that you were the best in that little competition. It doesn't mean you're the best, in the league at home where it really matters, in the best league in the world. That's
Yeah,
I would take the Premier League all day over any cup.
Premier League over anything.
Okay. I understand the Premier League over anything. But you have to start somewhere. You have to learn how to win. We have no winners in our club. We've got Ronaldo. He came out of his mum a winner. We've got De Gea, who's a winner. Who else have we got who's a winner?
Varane.
Rafael Varane.
Okay, 3.
Phil Jones.
So,
Pogba.
Pogba.
Look, you lot are one. Don't talk about Jones. And if Pogba,
well, it's a winner though. You're asking me the question, Mr. B. There's your answer.
Yeah.
Jones is a Premier League winner more than Maguire.
Oh, you know what I meant. Maybe I worded that wrong.
Lingard's a winner.
He's a lever.
Yeah, that's what he is.
This is just something for Ten Hag. He's got a focus. He's got a focal point. Obviously, he's not going to be coming in expecting to win the Premier League. But again, we all know we've spoke about this again as well, Mr. B. About you take your league form into these cup competitions. Now, it could work the other way around for Erik Ten Hag. Is having these side sort of competitions, i.e., the Europa League, the FA Cup, the League Cup. These are good places for him to get the players, bled in, without risking too much. Because at the end of the day, there's not going to be really that much pressure on Erik Ten Hag to actually bring the silverware home in his first season. To be honest with you, there's just not. Otherwise, you're not going to have that conversation with where we are right now. And then you put in that you're going to say, bring us a trophy now in your first season. No chance. He would have said, see you in a bit. Don't work like that.
Yeah, but we've already had this conversation. I know you're saying as long as we're not fighting. What was it? Fighting relegation. I'm sure that was.
No.
Come on, I
said. What did I say, Mr. B? Don't twist it, bro. I said, hold on. And listen, I'm not the only one to say this, right? I said this months ago before Brian McClare said it, okay? And I said, Man United need to change the way they appoint the next manager, i.e., not giving them any, especially in the first season, stupid targets, especially because of the mess we're in right now. As long as they keep us in the Premier League, which is a given, that's where they're at for their first season. Boom.
Talk. Sorry. Guys, this is the beauty of live streams. We were going to talk about something else, but there's something that's come up that's really been bugging me. Please, there's been a couple of people who have been talking about Pogba to Man City. I saw earlier on there was something about it was sold 2018, so I ignored it. Can somebody please tell me what the hell is going on, please?
What? I ain't heard nothing about it. Pogba going to City. But Mr. B, even if Manchester City want Paul Pogba, I ain't bothered, bro. I'm not bothered. It's that.
Look, let's not take the piss, bro. Come on now. You say you're not bothered. You're not bothered that Paul Pogba's going to walk out from Man United and join fucking. Sorry, Solo.
No,
he's gonna join City.
It's breaking news from the Guardian and the Daily Mail and the Express.
So it's Pogba being reported. So yeah, cool, happy days. Listen,
I don't care.
We can't. Look. Listen, Manchester City. Listen, Pep. Now you see what Pep's done. Now he's come out now and said, "Oh, stay till 2025 now because we will win it one day when I'm drawing my pension." It's like Evra said. Maybe you're gonna win it when I'm 90. You know what I mean? They ain't gonna win they ain't winning the Champions fucking League, Mr. B. They can get Pogba, Maradona, fucking Pele, and anyone, right? You name it. They ain't gonna win it because they have not got the correct mentality to win it. So I ain't bothered about Paul Pogba going over there to the blue side. You can go to the blue side. If you're getting good money, good luck to you, mate. I ain't asked, mate. I'm not asked. Because City, I'm not bothered about City. Right? Simple as that. I'm focused on Man United and getting rid of players at our club that are just not doing it.
And not just that. When has Pogba actually ever performed for us?
I know. Do you know what? I hear all of this. I hear it.
He's just world class. That's the problem, isn't it? He's just going to rip it up for them. That's the issue.
And it is going to burn me if that son of a bitch goes out there and plays like he plays for France. I think that's the part that's going to kill me the most. If he wants to go fine, take it. But go there and be as shit as he was for us there at City. That's all I ask.
Jack Grealish.
Yeah, that's all I ask. Be like you were for us. Don't go there and be the French Pogba. Don't go there and be the bonjour, monsieur, madame one. Be the, hey, mate, I'll see you down the park, mate, on Sunday, mate. The one that we got. Yeah? Oh, wow. What am I?
Unbelievable comparison.
If it happens, you know what? So what? I'm focused now. The only thing I'm focused on now is the transfer window in the summertime and looking out for youth names. Because at the end of the day, we know now that Klopp's staying. We know that Pep is staying. So we've got a job on our hands here to not let them get too far out of sight. They are pretty far ahead of us as it stands right now. But again, this is why I'm saying about the way Man United appointed Erik ten Hag. The conversations that must have been had were obviously positive. And when you look at what Erik ten Hag's done, they can only relate back to what we've all been talking about in terms of what the remit should be from the start. So for me, it's all positive. I ain't bothered about them two clubs. You know what? Nah, not bothered, mate. Simples.
Look, we got it in, we got it out. We've got Maybury, the last one. A couple of things came out recently. Obviously, talk. I did a watch along with you, and you weren't happy that Maybury came on in the game. Me, I was glad he came on and decided that he wanted to kick players. But obviously Ralph has a different outlook on it. Talk. I'll let you
Well, yeah, as he's rightly saying, Mr. B, during that watch along in the Liverpool game, he brought Hannibal on, and I was not impressed at all because that. And I said that I don't care what anybody says. No one's going to convince me that was a good idea. Anyway, since then, a lot of other people have come out and said the exact same thing. Now then, apparently, this has come from the United Direct, which is a pretty well followed account on Twitter, and also they've got this from Rob Dawson at ESPN. So again, we're going off what has been said here. What the truth is into this, I don't know. I can't guarantee it. However, there has to be some truth in it. But it's the rumours are that Ralph Rangnick was not impressed by Hannibal Mejbri's cameo at Anfield. He was reprimanded by Rangnick for a reckless and erratic performance and punished with the return to the under-23 team. Now, make of that what you will, but I mean, in my opinion, that's just totally, because he did come out again. When was it? Not the last game. I think it might have been the last game or the game before it. And he said that when he was asked about the youth, he says, "Oh, no, it has to be the right time and the right game to introduce the youth. And I'm thinking, wait, what? How can you say that now after you just threw Hannibal into that absolute abomination? It was, and now if this is true, I mean, it just shows you where we're at. Because Ralph, let's have it right. What did Ralph here in this job? What did he have, Mr. B, to hold on to? He had nothing to hold on to. There was no way he was going to get the manager's job full time. That was already agreed. He was there for 6 months. He knew that to the end of the season, and he knew also about this consultancy role. He knew all that. What was all that was going to be about? So he was in there. He's just like, all right, well, okay then, well, and that it showed in the way that he tried this, didn't work. Then he tried that. Oh, kind of worked a little bit. All right, well, I'll start trying this one now. Oh, no, I'll try that player. Oh, no, I'm not so sure about him. Let me try this. It just chopping and changing, bobbing and weaving, ducking and diving because he had nothing. There was nothing for him at the end of this. What is the rumours now? 6 days a month on a consultancy basis. Nonsense. It's a total nonsense, and that's also part of the reason to why we ended the season like we did, because again, you left all the windows and all the doors open, mate, and there's a strong breeze blowing, and you know what happens when you do that? Everything just goes everywhere, right? So listen, if it is true, I would be very, very, very disappointed that Ralph has done that.
Mike?
You can see why Lingard's not playing now. He's saying we've got to introduce the youth slowly and gradually.
Yeah.
But no, in all seriousness, when Hannibal came on, I was delighted, and we missed the B on this. I saw from 11, 12, or however many it was, players against Liverpool in a Man United shirt walk around. I saw them just lost, they didn't even know where they were. They didn't know that this was Liverpool versus Man United, the biggest game in world football, and they were walking around. Tackles that they could have gone for, they just pulled out. I mean, Pogba wasn't even injured, and he was like, "Oh, I need to go off. I can't be bothered for this." And I was like, just get someone on. Just get someone on that gets it. Jesse Lingard come on and didn't do much better. And he brought on Hannibal. I totally agree with this sort of the erraticness of just flying in, and nearly should have got himself sent off. If I'm truthfully honest, it probably is a red card. But I just wanted to see something. I was watching that game and I was just like, someone just put a tackle in. So just someone just clatter a Liverpool player, man. I was like, I can't see Liverpool singing "Ole, Ole" as they're passing the ball around. It's just heartbreaking.
Do you know what as well? Sorry, Mike. Do you know what as well? I think there was a little bit of kind of deflection here from Ralph in terms of when it for blame, because let's have it right. He had the opportunity to either start him from the beginning or bring him on at half time and give him a real chance. But he didn't do either of those two things. He decided to bring him on right at the end. So it's like, if it goes badly, I can just blame the kid and say, oh well, I give him his minutes, but he left it up himself, right? But if it goes great, I'll be hailed. You know what I mean? So I think this was a bit of shithousery by Ralph, if I'm honest with you.
I don't think the blame can be packed on Hannibal. It's a win-win. You either come on, you get. Well, I don't think many people were sort of annoyed initially about him being introduced potentially at the start or coming on. Everyone was like, well, he needs to get game time because him, Garnacho, Alvaro Fernandez, these players need to be integrated into, like you said, Talk, from the start. If you're going to play him, you start him. You don't bring him on because, you know what the game was going to be. There was no hope we were going to go there, play them off the park and win the game. We knew we were going to go there, have to deal with a lot of Liverpool pressure. So if I was Ralph, I would have gone, if I'm going to play Hannibal, it's from the start. I'm not going to chuck him on at the time that he did. Like I said, I'm happy that he came on. But for Ralph to now turn around and say, well, actually, I think that was a bit erratic from him. I'm going to punish him. If I was Hannibal, I'd be looking at Ralph and thinking, hang on a minute, mate. When I came on, you probably said, go out there, show something, give me some effort. I've done that. I know exactly what putting that Man United badge on means. And now you're slating me in the press for it. So, you know, Hannibal must be thinking, what the bloody hell's going on here? You bring me on, and then you're having a go at me for putting some effort in. What do you want me to do? Do what the rest of them are doing and just walk around? It just doesn't make any sense. Hannibal's not in the wrong here.
But that's exactly our season there, Mike. You've just said it there in what you just said. It doesn't make any sense. None of it. This season, none of it makes any sense when you go back and watch it and put it all together. You're like, yeah, has this really happened at Manchester United? It's totally bizarre. And you know what? And let's just be clear about something. These people who have now left, these people who are supposedly, you know, doing great things for the club, yeah, they were doing all right for the Glazers to skim off the dough at the end of the season with the dividends. But in terms of the club, they were doing absolutely cack all, mate. Nothing. Crap. Now, but they've now gone. So I think also that's a big plus for me, is these people who failed miserably are all gone now. And it's a clean slate, a clean start. And yeah, okay, it's going to take time. But you know what? I don't care how long it takes. I'm going to give it the time. And that includes if Ten Hag comes out and says, I'm putting youth in the squad from the start, pre-season, and they're staying in there. As long as they're fit and healthy to play, they're going to be getting minutes. They're going to be getting opportunities. Yeah. And you know what? When it comes to the cup competitions, like I say, that's his kind of opportunity to give the kids, you know, get out there and go on, give it out. And you know what? If they make some early mistakes early on in the season, so what? Mistakes are going to be made left, right, and centre. But I want to see them given a proper chance. You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I'm just focused now, like I say, on next season. And I know what Vaughan's saying now. He's talking about me with I turned on Ralph. I mean, look, the Ralph conversation is a complicated one because there's so many you know, nooks and crannies that to be explored in it and everything else. But what I will say is, I think he has made some really poor decisions. To be fair, and you know what, I ain't going to totally push him off the cliff. I'll let you do that, Bon. I'll push you, Bon, and then you push him, and you can take the blame.
Look, guys, if you're still in the chat, we know it's late. Hit that like button. If you are new, hit the subscribe button. Spot the ball before we shoot off. We had a few. We've had a few in here talk. We've got. Can you see him here? I've starred him in here.
Oh, let's have a gander then. Let's have a look. I'll go scrolling up. Scroll up, baby.
I starred a few.
Scroll on up.
Let's have a look. Let's see what we can do.
So okay. So Solo's saying number 4. Pat Lawless is saying number 5. Matthew Bassett is saying number 3. Is there any others up there, Mr. B, or is it just them ones? Oh, Box is saying 6. Shah is saying 2. Bath Time is saying 1. Vincent's saying number 3. Any more? No. Let's go right back down to the bottom.
Yeah.
Box is saying 1. Dizmob, yo, big up Dizmob. Welcome back, bro. He's saying 1.
Right.
I'm going to ask you 2 now. I've not asked you 2. Hold on. Vincent Bullock's saying 3. So, Mike, which one do you think it is?
4. Yeah, 4.
J Billy Josh is saying 2. So,
I'm going 3.
And you're going 3.
Yeah. I've got.
It's going to be 1. I guarantee it's going to be 1 now. Watch.
Mike, it's not too late to change your mind, bro. This is your last answer. This is like
Who wants to be a millionaire? This is the final answer, Chris.
What's your final answer?
Box is asking, is that Lampard and Rio just behind the ref?
I'm saying nothing. You've got to work it out for yourself, folks. And you ain't going to find this image. I'm going
to stick with 4. I'm going to stick with 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, come on, talk. Put us out of our misery. Come on.
Olakunle saying number 5. Olakunle, man. Big up. Okay, folks. Drum roll, please. Hold on. Wait a second. I've got to actually get in because I didn't want to cheat. I've got to just upload it. 1 sec. Here we go. I'm going to upload it.
I know
And then I'll
exactly what
reveal-
you're thinking. I can just see it.
Mike, you could have used phone
It's
a
one.
friend,
It's one.
ask your auntie, or ask your Uncle Bob. But you didn't. And the answer is, it was number 4. Well done, Mike. Well
Yes.
done, those who said number 4. There it is. You can see it. The ball. Yeah, you was right, Mike, because Mike looked at it and said, wait a minute. He worked out the play where it was going because of the direction, and the ball had rolled on. But then when we put it back and we go to this one, it's quite feasible. It could have been 3, 4, or 2, but I put 1 and 5 where they were just to confuse.
Yeah, that's what I said. I was like, what should be 1 or 5 now? And then you said, do you want to switch? And I was like, oh, God, if I switch this now and it's 4, I'm going to be fuming.
Yeah, it's a good night.
My logic was because he was lying on the floor there, everything had kicked off and they were waiting to take the free kick there, just behind where the player's bum is lying on the floor. Obviously, I was too deep, and that's what happens when you on a Friday. But look, guys,
the ball's just rolled on a bit, hasn't it? The ball's just rolled on a little bit.
Where can we find you, Mike?
Importantly,
Mike Green on YouTube. Just drop me a sub. But big shout out to the United Agenda. Like the stream, subscribe.
What sort of content do you do, Mike?
Do a lot of darts content because to be frankly, that's better than Man United at the moment. But I will be doing Man United content next season as well.
Do you do FIFA? Do you do some FIFA stuff as well?
Not anymore. No FIFA. I can't be bothered with it, especially when it's bloody scripting.
Let me say, folks, just go get over there to Mike Green. Go and give him a subscribe. The darts, because I like darts myself. It's a great sport. I love darts.
Very good, yeah.
If you're
darts is the sport. How is darts sport? Sorry, just a quick one before.
Goodness, no, he's just said how is darts not a sport.
How is darts a sport? You don't get tired. You don't wear special shoes.
Mr. B, we're supposed to be ending the show, but now you've just opened a can of worms, bro.
Sorry. You know what? I'm going to leave it there. Mike,
no, we can't leave it.
No, you can't leave it there, Mr. B.
I see you shaking your head, Mike. So what we'll do next time you come on, we're going to talk about darts. So, guys,
darts a sport.
I'm writing it down on my phone.
I've got the show before we did. I've been roped into a forfeit. Obviously, Ollie has already written down what his forfeit is. And I can't remember who else nominated me. Bill Baggio. So, guys, if you think that there's something I need to welcome, Kay Slater. If there's anything if there's a forfeit that you think that I need to do within reason, leave it in the comments on this show or the show before, and we'll stick a couple of things up. Nothing too drastic. Obviously, I'm old, so nothing too strenuous either.
Have a game of darts.
Yeah, good, Mike. Have a game of darts. Yeah,
it's not tiring. I've got one eye. I've got another half good eye. I'm sure I can hit 180 quite easily. I don't think it's that hard.
Mr. B, we've got Matthew Bassett now. He's saying darts is a sport. I want to say a lot of Kay Slater, Rushmano, Mocan, Dizzy Mob, Box, everybody who's been in the chat, SHAH, Bath Time, everybody, J Billy, Josh, all of that, everyone who's been in. Big up to you all. Don't forget, go and give Mike a subscribe. Go and give him a little bit of support there because he's doing. Like I say, he's doing great things there on his channel. And cheers. Happy days.
So guys, the takeaway is finished. The food is all done. Alcohol finished. Mike, appreciate it, man. We'll get you in another couple of weeks, man. It's nice to have a nice fresh. I'm so used to seeing, Solo's old face or a Monday's
no comments.
It's so nice to have you, two youthful. Me and you, two youthful faces on the show talk. As I said, we had this conversation about your hair and your 27-year-old good looks. But from us on the agenda, it's been a pleasure. And guys, we will see you tomorrow. Talk.
Oh, goodness.
Hold on, Mr. B. Hold on, Mr. B. Oh, whoa, hold the phone. Hold the phone, Mr. B. Avad in the building all the way from Germany. Big up, Avad. I just did it in the chat for you there, bro. I said big up, Avad, but he's just become a member of the channel.
Thank you, Avad.
Well done.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate that, bro. We really appreciate that, mate.
Thank you for showing the love.
Yes, big up, Abad. Excellent. Good man. Appreciated.
Right, we are gone. Guys, as always, it's been a pleasure. I love working with you guys on a Friday. It's now time. Maybe I will do a stream at 4 o'clock. And I'll just title it Singing with Mr. B. So if you lot get a notification at 4 o'clock, tune in. This was us.
Karaoke with the darts.
Yeah. Karaoke.
Get the dart pulled up.
This is us. We're out, man. Guys, take it easy, man. Be safe. We'll see you all tomorrow watching the watch along. Cheers, guys.
Ciao.
Cheers.